All right, guys, welcome to Job 36. Elihu proclaims God's goodness. Now, you already know where we're at on this. Like YB said, I'm like excited to find out what's going on here. Now, I've read the book of Job a couple of times, but I don't remember what it says here, so I'm rediscovering this as we go. I don't read ahead. That's been my big thing of this ministry, not to read ahead. I don't want to already know because then it's going to jade my response. I want it to be a real-time response. So we discover these things together. Elihu is an interesting person to me, and I'm struggling with who he is and why he is speaking the way he is speaking. But he's making a lot of sense, and what he's saying is true. Let's see what else he has to say. See if we can learn some more secrets about him. Elihu also proceeded and said, "Bear with me a little, and I will show you that there are yet words to speak on God's behalf. I will fetch my knowledge from afar. I will ascribe righteousness to my Maker. For truly my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you." Now to me, that's a little presumptuous. If he's just a normal man, why would he say something like that? It's a bit prideful. "Behold, God is mighty, but despises no one. He is mighty in strength of understanding." Now, that's not quite true. Because there's some things that God says of certain people that he despises before this book. So that's not quite true. He does not preserve the life of the wicked, but gives justice to the oppressed. But there are times when he does preserve the life of the wicked. He does not withdraw his eyes from the righteous, but they are on the throne with kings. For he has seated them forever, and they are exalted. And if they are bound in fetters, held in cords of affliction, then he tells them their work and their transgressions, that they have acted defiantly. He also opens their ear to instruction, and commands that they turn from iniquity. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity, and their years in pleasures. But if they do not obey, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. But the hypocrites in heart store up wrath. They do not cry for help when he binds them. They die in youth, and their life ends. Sorry, my eyes are watering. And their life ends among the perverted persons. He delivers the poor in their affliction, and opens their ears in oppression. Indeed, he would have brought you out of dire distress into a broad place, where there is no restraint, and what is set on your table would be full of richness. But you are filled with the judgment due the wicked. Judgment and justice take hold of you. Interesting that he says that. He's talking to Job. But why would Job receive those things? Well, we know why, because we read the beginning of the book. These guys don't know this. To me, what he's saying is kind of weird. But you are filled with a judgment due the wicked. Judgment and justice take hold of you. But why would that have to happen to Job? Because God proclaimed Job as righteous. Because there is wrath, beware lest he take you away with one blow. For a large ransom would not help you avoid it. Will your riches or the mighty forces keep you from distress? Do not desire the night when people are cut off in their place. Take heed, do not turn to iniquity, for you have chosen this rather than affliction. Behold, God is exalted by his power. Who teaches like him? Who is assigned him? Who has assigned him his way? Or who has said, you have done wrong? Elihu proclaims God's majesty. Remember to magnify his work, of which men have sung. Everyone has seen it. Man looks on it from afar. Behold, God is great. And we do not know him, nor can the number of his years be discovered. For he draws up drops of water, which distill as rain from the mist, which the clouds drop down and pour abundantly on man. Indeed, can anyone understand the spreading of clouds, the thunder from his canopy? Look, he scatters his light upon it, and covers the depths of the sea. For by these he judges the peoples. He gives food in abundance. He covers his hands with lightning, and commands it to strike. His thunder declares it, the cattle also concerning the rising storm. That's it. Elihu is right in him glorifying God, but I'm confused as to why he's addressing Job the way he is. Now, some of the things he said were true, but I'm not sure if it's to the extent he was implying. But some of this stuff doesn't seem like it's accurate at all. So I'm really struggling with what's going on here. And my immediate response is to read ahead and find out, but I don't. I want to wait and find out with you guys. So I'm not going to read ahead. So the next video is going to be day after tomorrow, Job 37, where he continues this chapter, specifically this speech, where he's glorifying God and talking about the majesty of God. So Elihu understands God. He understands who God is and what he's doing. But I don't know if his assessment, to me, his assessment of Job is not quite accurate, it seems. But again, there's things we don't know too. But every one of us that's going through this has a unique perspective. Elihu is speaking from his perspective, what he's heard these men talk about. And again, I still don't remember it mentioning him being there, but he is here now. Job is speaking from his perspective of what he is seeing these things, not knowing certain things are happening. And his three friends too, speaking from their perspective. But there's something else going on involving God and Satan that none of them know about. And so it's interesting to see the conversations from the different perspectives. And what's going to be very interesting is what we're going to see when it gets down to the very end and when finally the Lord comes and speaks. So we're going to finish Elihu day after tomorrow. I think that's his last. Yeah, that's his last chapter there. And we'll see what he has to say. And then we get to see what the Lord has to say about all this, because he addresses each one of these men. Guys, that was Job 36. I got to go take some medicine. So I need to get out of here. I love you all, and I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.